that Alibaba have this great opportunity to have you guys fly over from Australia and New Zealand coming to this launch ceremony. And Chinese people pay special attention to the Spring Festival for the New Year. And I'm very happy that I could spend my Spring Festival here. And also my wife and the kid and her friends all in Tasmania, and today they fly to Sydney, and we all had a wonderful time. This is the country that changed me, and this is the country I love most apart from China. As I said yesterday in Newcastle, it's Australia that changed me. It's the Australia that inspired me. 1985, when I first came here, I spent 29 days. As I said, that before I came to Australia, I thought China was the richest and happiest country in the world. And I was educated that China is supposed to liberate the poor people of the world. After 29 days, I think China should have a big reform and China should have changed. If we do not change, we need to regulate it by the other people. And yesterday, I came here, I talked to, 2 days ago, I talked to the Prime Minister, and I think this trip to Australia is a trip of thanks. I want to thank Australia, and Alibaba want to thank Australia for supporting us, for understanding us. And I think it's always in the past 35 years, my relationship and friendship with Kim Mo's family, and that reminds me again and again that I should do something. Alibaba should do something in Australia, in New Zealand, in this area. If there is one country, one area that Alibaba should start with its globalization strategy, it's the Oceania. This is Australia and New Zealand. And I think we should be here earlier. And thanks to Maggie and her team, and thanks for the government and people here that give us the opportunity to open this office. I would say that Alibaba is a pretty young company. It's only this is now our 18-year anniversary. We grow from 80 people in my apartment. We believe that internet can help people. We believe that internet can empower small business around the world. So at that time, nobody believed that e-commerce would work in China. Nobody believed that internet would work in China, but we believe it. So 18 years passed, we become one of the largest e-commerce companies in the world. And last year, we sold 560 billion US dollars. But what we feel most proud of is that we created more than 30 million jobs for China. And when I started this business in my apartment, I told my 17 partners, I said, if Jack Ma can be successful, 80% of the people in China can be successful. Because we cannot have money, we cannot have relationship, we cannot have all the backgrounds that needed to do business. Because we want to prove that by working hard, by working together, by leveraging technology, by open mind to the world, we can change. So we proved that we did something. Now our vision is getting even bigger, because when we are getting bigger, it means the big responsibility. You need to help more people. We succeed by helping others, by helped by others. We succeed because we empower the small business. So if we want to continue to be successful, we have to empower more people. So our vision in the next 20 years, that we want to create 100 million jobs for the world, and we want to serve 2 billion population of the world, and we want to make 10 million small business profitable on the platform. This is what we believe, and we believe that globalization is the future. A lot of people don't like globalization today, but we are strong believer of globalization. We are strong believer of trade. We think in the past 20 years, globalization was controlled by 60,000 big companies. What if we can help 6 million businesses do cross-border? What if we can support 20 million small business around the world to do the business? So we believe globalization is just a beginning. It's a growing pain, and we should make globalization more inclusive. In the past 18 years, Alibaba focused on working with three groups of people: small business, young people, and women. We believe these three groups of people are the future. It's the small business that's the center of innovation. It's the small business that creates most of jobs. It's impossible for big companies to double their headcounts, but for each small business to have 1 or 2 job opportunities, it is possible. And we believe that young people should have the future. We believe that empower the young people using the data technology. And we believe the world is moving from IT to DT. DT means data technology. It's not Donald Trump. So, and we believe that women are the most crucial, because in Alibaba, one of the secret source of Alibaba is that we have 48% of the colleagues of our company are women, and 34% of the senior, 34% of the senior management are women. We have a woman CEO, woman COO, woman CPO, Chief People Officer, and we have a woman investor like Maggie. So it's the women that make the world difference, and they care people. I believe women care the world, care other people more than men. You know, men would care about job and everything, but women care about husband and parents and the kids, also about job. User friendliness is the key, and women can do a better job on that. So, and we also believe the world needs globalization, the world needs trade. It's not about the trade, it's not about trader. Trade is about trust. Trade is about culture exchange. When trade stops, world stops. So we think we should empower the world with trade, we should empower the world with business, we should connect the world with business and trust. So what Alibaba is doing is not about business, it's about connecting trust, it's about connecting friendship, it's about connecting understanding, because we believe trade, you can never force people to do trade with you, you can never force people to do business with you, you can only do business by building up the trust together. So I think that the opportunity is huge. I heard 180 years ago, the whole population of Melbourne, only 180 people. That's what I heard. And people came here for gold, and a lot of gold mines here. So what I believe, what is the gold mine for Australia and New Zealand in the next 10, 20 years? I think the next gold mine for Australia and New Zealand is the clean water, the soil, and the air. This is what you have. This is the most unique assets that, and I really admire for Australia and New Zealand for protecting the environment. See what we've got in China. In the past 30 years, where we lack of experience, we got terrible polluted environment, and we got a lot of things that we have to import. A lot of things we should learn from Australia and New Zealand. My friend, who was also my student 25 years ago, she moved, immigrated to Brisbane 10 years ago. She sent me an SMS yesterday. She said, Jack, we should help more Australian small business sell products to China. The most important assets of Australia is their simplicity of life, their respect of the culture, and their respect of the environment. This is what we Alibaba should bring Australia and New Zealand to China. It's the trust, it's the respect that make Australia and New Zealand such lovely countries. And I think China, people worry a lot about China. Think the China economy, is it going to be good or not? I'm an optimistic person, and now especially today, the world is very interesting. It's an interesting period of the world, which I call, this is, people say Donald Trump, I think he's a very unique president. The world needs new leadership. This new leadership is not about one single person. This new leadership is not about one single country. This new leadership is about working together, solve the problems. And I'm a believer of technology. But every technology revolution comes, we all have problems. We all have good things and bad things. The first technology revolution caused World War I. The second technology revolution caused World War II. Now we are in the third technology revolution, that is technology, information technology. The first technology revolution empowered the people's strength. People know that machine is stronger than people. The second technology empowered people's distance. We know machine runs faster and longer than human. This technological revolution will liberate people's brain, and we will know that machine will be smarter than people. No matter if you like it or don't like it. Remember, machine will be smart, but people will be wiser than machine. Machine will be controlled by people. The third world war, if there's a war, the war should be against poverty, the war should be against together fighting against the environmental pollution, the war we should be working together against the disease. If human beings working together, we can do a lot of things together. So if we hate each other, if we don't have the same vision, same goal, we gotta be big trouble. And I think China, as the second largest economy, our economy is transforming. Our economy is transforming from exporting to importing. And I'm a believer of China should be a country of importing. Now we have over 300 million middle class. In next 10, 15 years, even if we are at like 4-5% GDP growth, we will have close to 500 million middle class. We need high quality products, we need high quality services. And I don't think China today are able to produce that. China will work with the other nations. China is also transforming from the manufacturing infrastructure building to domestic consumption. So the domestic consumption is huge. We have 300 million middle class, but the spending capability is still pretty low. People need to learn how to spend money, how to consume. The 300 million middle class, as I say, is like 20 Australia and 100 New Zealand. And so just a couple of weeks ago, our President Xi Jinping made a wonderful speech on the Davos, that China will, as the second largest economy of the world, will take the responsibility, will do globalization, will help the world, and in the next 5 years, China is going to import $8 trillion value products to China, and China is going to have 700 million people traveling around the world. And I'm pretty confident about China. For short term, we're going to have a pain. It's a painful period, but long-term wise, I might be long as 10, 15 years, China should take the leadership to support the global economy. And this is what I believe, and also I believe that China is doing a lot of job, especially China is doing excellent job on anti-corruption. Today is painful, but 5, 10 years later, we'll be more business friendly. The society is going to be more transparent, and this is what the confidence that we have. And also, I would love to say that for such a huge market, Australia and New Zealand could be the best market and best business partner for China. And what Chinese people, consumers want is healthier and happiness. And this is what Australia and New Zealand are good at. You have the beautiful nature, you have the beautiful and clean heart. This is what the China need to learn from. And I want to set an example. Last Singles Day, we sold more than $70 billion products. And we also have a lot of Australian supplies. You see, we have the chemist warehouse on the Tmall flag shop. It sold in the first 13 minutes, they sold 10 million RMB, and for a whole day, they sold 100 million RMB for a whole day. This is tremendous. And also we have a company like the Swiss. We have I also heard that they go to soap. We sold 350,000 soap, cold soap, for one day. So this is excellent. That I think the Chinese people love Australia, love New Zealand, love your products. So we would love to do more things, and just I discussed with the Premier about how we can work together, and not only by selling is not easy, how we can work with the university here, how we can work with the Chambers of Commerce here, with the business associations here, that we can train and develop more young people, more small business, they can sell better. And also, I would love to say that in the Alibaba platform today, we have more than 1,300 Australian brands already on our site, and 400 New Zealand brands. And 80% of these brands, they are first time coming to China through our platform. And I think big companies do not need us. SOE and state-owned businesses do not need us. Small business, they need us, and we need them. So next to 20 years, there will be excellent opportunity for small business to go globalized. The world is interesting. There's an east and west, and north and south. I prefer south and north, especially south and north. We have 2 springs, we have 2 winters, and it's a wonderful thing, right? You can, for all the small business, means you have a 2-time of opportunities. And north and the south, whether you produce bikini or whether you produce the ski equipment, all the shops, all the factories will never stop. In our platform, you can global buy and global sell. And we want, using our platform, to making sure the north and south can partner together. And whether people agree or not agree, whether people support globalization or do not support globalization, Alibaba is determined to improve globalization. We 45,000 employees today will do anything, pay any price to make globalization more inclusive. And I think this is what I want. Hope that we will work more together and make this world more interesting, and people start to worry a lot about the world. And I say, don't worry about it. Trust on the young people. Trust the future. Today is not the worst and most difficult time of human beings. Human beings have gone through all the tough situations. Doing business every day is difficult. The only simple day was yesterday. And I think as the past 17, 18 years, I have more troubles, more frustrations, more mistakes than most of the people. A lot of people start to write stories and books about us. And I'm not ready to write a book yet. But if the book I want to write about is Alibaba 1001 Mistakes, it's not how much we achieve, it's how much we mistakes, how many suffers that we overcome. This is about the life. So this is what I want to share with you, that my philosophy of life is today is difficult, tomorrow is more difficult. But the day after tomorrow is beautiful. Most people die tomorrow evening. You can never see the beautiful sunshine of the day after tomorrow if you don't work hard. And I also want to say that in the last month I got an opportunity to see Donald Trump, President of the United States. We discuss about job creation. We discuss about inclusive globalization. And we think the world needs new globalization. And we should never give up the globalization. We should give globalization new meaning. We should not only think about exporting products. We should think about creating values. Globalization does not create problems. Globalization means shared prosperity, shared culture. Just like the dance we saw, we need our kids, our generation, our people to share the culture, respect the culture, and we should always believe inclusiveness is the future. So many